The Tennessee Titans added two playmakers in the mid-rounds of the NFL draft in Jarvis Brownlee Jr. and Jha'Quan Jackson. I'm going to show you why they can make an impact in year one in today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome to another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic, a certified film junkie, breaking down the X's and O's with you all year long. I'm the host of the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast, Locked On Titans, and I've covered the team for Sports Illustrated and USA Today. For today's episode, we're going to look at two mid-round picks for the Titans, cornerback Jarvis Brownlee Jr. and wide receiver Jha'Quan Jackson. I think both players can make an impact in year one for the Titans. Before we dive into the breakdown, do want to thank you for tuning into the channel. Make sure that you hit subscribe for year-round Tennessee Titans film content. Throw a thumbs up on the video as well. Do want to remind you, my J.C. Latham video came out Monday, T'Vondre Sweat on Tuesday, and then yesterday we talked about Cedric Gray. If you missed any of those, make sure to go back and check those out. And then tomorrow, we're going to be looking at Jalen Harrell and James Williams, the Titans' 7th round pick. So a ton of content here on the Tic Tac Titans channel. But with all that being said, time to dive into today's breakdown. As we always do, let's step into the film room. Titans fans, let's kick things off with cornerback Jarvis Brownlee Jr. out of Louisville. Jarvis Brownlee is a feisty, physical, tough cornerback. He's played on the outside. We'll see some reps there, but I think he's primarily going to be on the inside at the NFL level due to only being 5'10", and that's where we're going to start is him in the nickel. He's right here going up against Keon Coleman, who was an early second-round pick for the Buffalo Bills. Coleman, somebody who draft scouts and people liked a lot. Well, Jarvis may be a lot smaller than Keon Coleman, but he is not afraid to get into his face. So that's why I wanted to start with this, because this play right here describes everything that Jarvis Brownlee is. So Coleman is going to try to run a quick hitch route, all right? But Brownlee does not care what he's trying to do. He gets in his face, he's physical with him, and you can tell by the end of the rep that Coleman is frustrated with the physicality that Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is displaying. Boom, hands on him. You're not getting anywhere, man. You're not going anywhere unless I'm right in your grill the entire time. I mean, he doesn't get off him at all. He can't get any separation at all from Jarvis Brownlee Jr. The quarterback goes somewhere else because Jarvis is just on top of him. You're not throwing it there. He's right there with him. He's not scared. Look how close he is to him. Look how he's playing on the line of scrimmage. If you've been watching the Tennessee Titans for the last few years, that has to get you excited with how far off the ball Titans corners tended to play. That's not going to be the case this year, and Jarvis Brownlee Jr. fits that perfectly. And then watch at the end of the play. Coleman's so mad, pushes him. Jarvis is talking, though. Love that. Love that feistiness. Excellent stuff. All right, so now we're going to get a rep from Jarvis where he's on the outside. You have him down at the bottom of the screen right here. Again, on the line of scrimmage, in your face. That's his style. That's what he wants to do. And another big thing about Jarvis Brownlee Jr., other than the feistiness, the toughness, battling guys at the line of scrimmage, great ball production, had 28 passes defended in his career in college, had 6 interceptions, and you can see why on this rep. He's going to get a jam on the wide receiver early on. Boom. Right there. I mean, that's good stuff. And then he stays in phase with the wide receiver the entire time, and then look right there. Did you see how he flipped his head? Watch how he flips his vision. Once he has control of the wide receiver, hey, I know where you're at. Now I need to look for the ball. And that, again, if you've been watching the Titans the last few years, that's something that's frustrating, is the Titans cornerbacks have not done a good job of playing the ball and looking for the ball. Look how he has his head now turned inside to the quarterback. He's watching for the ball here. He's got his hands on the receiver. You're not going anywhere. I'm on you. Now I got my eyes to the ball, so now I can control the receiver, and I have a chance to control the ball as well. And he's not able to get an interception here, but he is able to get his hands up and knock the ball away from a much bigger receiver, a much bigger guy. And that's the thing. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. may only be 5'10", but he plays bigger because he's got good body control, good awareness, good physicality. Really like that rep. Really like that rep. He thinks he should have the interception there. Again, physicality, pressing at the line of scrimmage, eyes to the quarterback, jump up and make a play on the ball. Good stuff. So we've seen 2 reps with big wide receivers, but now we're going to take it up a notch in the level of physicality and look at the tight end. So right here, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is going to have one-on-one coverage with the tight end. And what's going to happen is the tight end is going to run basically a sit-down route, an in route. It's hard to tell sometimes what the route exactly is because Brownlee is so physical at the top of the route that he doesn't really allow guys to do what they want to do. But this is a tight end, and Jarvis Brownlee Jr. does a great job of being physical and making a play on the ball. So, boom, I'm physical with you. I'm in your chest. I'm in your grill. You may be bigger than me, but I'm with you. And then the quarterback goes to throw there, and what does he do? Makes a play on the ball. Boom. Knocks it away. Incomplete. Love that rep. Love that rep. He's not just working with wide receivers. All right, he's willing to go up against these tight ends as well. And if he's going to play in dime packages with the Titans as their 4th cornerback with Snead and Awuzie and McCreary, if he's going to be that 4th guy, he's probably going to have to be matched up on some tight ends from time to time. You don't want him to do it all the time, but, I mean, you're in a good spot. So far, we've seen a lot of tight coverage from Jarvis Brownlee. We've seen him up on the line of scrimmage, getting into guys. Well, here's a good example of his click and close ability. So click and close is like when the cornerback hits his back foot and then decides to go forward after you see that the ball is thrown. And we're going to see that here. So you're going to have a tight end coming out on an in route, okay? And you have Brownlee Jr. right here who's ready to close on it and make a play. And that's exactly what he's able to do. Click and close and off coverage, and then get a pass breakup. In route, and I'm in phase. I'm closing on it. I'm driving forward, and I'm there. Boom. Knock the ball away. Excellent rep. You can see it from the side angle here. Closes in. Boom. Knocks the ball away. Again, a lot of these things, a lot of the time we've been looking at tight coverage, and that's what he's going to be best at, but he's got the ability to play some off coverage and drive on the ball as well. Okay, now let's look at another great aspect of Jarvis Brownlee's game, and that's how physical he's willing to be in the run game. So you're going to see him right here at the bottom of the screen. All right, and it's going to be a run this direction. There's going to be 2 pulling offensive linemen from the backside that are going to come through. And look, we talked about this with Cedric Gray yesterday, that Cedric Gray needs to be better at taking on blocks with his hands and shedding blocks rather than just trying to dip by. But when you're talking about a nickel cornerback, that's probably just not going to be an option. He's going to have to win with his speed. He's not going to be a guy who's ever going to be strong enough or physical enough to go hands to chest with an offensive lineman pulling. So not the same standards for those 2 guys. But here, you're going to see Jarvis Brownlee Jr. just shoot in, dip around an offensive lineman, and make a play on a run play. And if you're going to play inside in the NFL and you're going to play nickelback, which is what he said he wants to play at the next level, then you better be ready to play in the run game and fit. Slides past. Good juke move. Good physical tackle, putting his shoulder down and making it happen. This isn't necessarily a run play, although I have it in the run game section, but you're going to understand why. It's all about physicality, being willing to make a tackle, and where this ball is thrown, I think statistically this may end up being a run play because it's a backward lateral, but you're going to have a quick swing pass out here to the running back, and you have a stalk block on the outside, and this is what I love about Brownlee Jr. You're not blocking him. You better come with it. Like, the way that certain receivers block, you're not going to block JB if that's what you're going to do. And he just absolutely diagnoses the play right away and fires up field to make a huge hit. This stuff gets me fired up. Boom! You know I had to give you a good boom in here, all right? Can't go without it. What a hit. Let's watch it a 3rd time. Screw it. I love it. Bam! Well, all right, so JB doesn't even make a tackle on this one, but man, I had to throw this in here. There's no way I could go without throwing this in. If you go back and watch the Florida State tape by itself, Johnny Wilson, the 6'6" wide receiver for Florida State, Jarvis Brownlee is 5'10" against 6'6", And you would think that Jarvis Brownlee is the 6'6" guy, the way he manhandled him. All right? No fear whatsoever. And I think that tape, a lot of people, when you talk about Jarvis Brownlee Jr., they mention, go watch the Florida State tape and watch him match up with Johnny Wilson. He doesn't even make the tackle here, but just watch what he does. Sucker. Man, if you can't just enjoy that. I am not scared of you, you giant. I mean, he's got him on the ground and he wants some more. The whole play is happening over here. Hello. And he's over here like, you're a punk. Man, I love that. Man, I love that stuff right there. Love that. You know, really at the end of the day, what stands out the most about JB is just fearlessness. I mean, he's just a physical, tough football player. He doesn't care what's going on. You're going to have him right here. All right, and then you're going to have a run play coming this way. This guy's going to come through as a lead blocker, and Brownlee is just going to come up here and freaking hit somebody. I mean, that's all that really matters, right? He's going to come up here and smack somebody and then make a play. So this is what you have to have as a smaller nickel corner in the NFL, is this level of physicality. Whew. Like, are you guys having fun? I had so much fun watching this. This is excellent, excellent stuff. But now we're going to talk about what needs to improve for Jarvis Brownlee. So if Brownlee doesn't get his hands on you right away, these shiftier, quicker guys and guys with great speed, they're going to be able to win, because JB is a feisty, physical guy with good athleticism, but he just doesn't have deep speed or elite quickness or anything like that. So you're going to see him right here, matched up in the slot, and the wide receiver is going to run kind of a quick boop, boop, in and out, and then drag across the field, and there's a little bit of traffic right here, and Brownlee, if he doesn't jam at the line of scrimmage, sometimes he has a tough time staying with guys. Misses the tackle as well, another quick guy, and it turns into a touchdown. Like, that's a touchdown purely on Jarvis Brownlee. Quick juke route, boom, through the traffic, and he's just not quite the athlete that he needs to be to stick with this kind of stuff. Oh, man, that's a nasty juke, too. Again, so that was quickness, but it's also deep speed. You do not want Jarvis Brownlee running deep, which is why he's probably not going to be an outside cornerback at his best at the next level, because there's too much deep routes on the perimeter. You're going to have him down here one-on-one in this matchup, and wide receiver is going to run a quick little hitch and go. All right, and once he does the hitch, because Brownlee is so aggressive, he's going to bite on a lot of stuff because he wants to do that. That's how he wants to play. And the problem is, you know, he can get beat with speed. Like that, you know, that's last play was quickness. This is just deep speed. You know, you got to keep him inside and worry about those sorts of things. We're here again. Similar situation. You're going to have JB right here, one-on-one with the inside slot. Slot guy is just going to run a deep crossing route with speed. And Brownlee just does not have the speed to stay with him. It's just up in front of you. He's got to get hands on you. He's got to play physical at the line of scrimmage. And for a guy who's only 5'10", you would expect to have better speed than this. So it is somewhat of a concern. Deep speed, and he's gone. I mean, now 2-3 yards of separation. Easy touchdown throw. Easy touchdown throw. Deep crossers. I saw this multiple times on the tape. Can only show you so many plays, but he gets beat on deep crossers across the field out of the slot quite a bit. So this play turns into a sack for Louisville, which it doesn't, end up costing JB, but this is something you got to worry about at the next level big time, because we talk about how important it is for him to press and get physical and get hands on guys. Well, at the college level, and it's something that I talk about a ton when we're talking about wide receivers, a lot of wide receivers at the college level are not used to press coverage. They got to work on their release packages. They got to work on just getting through those jams, those physicality situations. Those are things that most college receivers got to work on. The problem is when he gets to the NFL level, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is going to see a lot of wide receivers who are used to that now. Okay, and they've been in the NFL for a while, and they know that they're going to get pressed, and they have more advanced release packages, and they're bigger, stronger, faster athletes that are going to be able to get through his 5'10" jams at the line of scrimmage. Here, he completely whiffs on the jam, and what happens is the wide receiver, boom, 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 good release, makes him whiff on the two-handed jam, gets inside, and breaks in, and he's open. And again, this turns into a sack because Louisville is bringing pressure. All right, so the quarterback isn't able to get the ball there. That's not always going to be the case. So if you lose this bad in the NFL, it's going to be tough. So he misses the jam. See? Throws the hands out and just whiffs on it. Good inside move by the slot wide receiver, and he's so beat. He's so beat right here. Now he's trying to get back, but then another break inside. That is open. That is a completion in the NFL, okay, across the middle. That's open. So he's just a guy who relies a lot on the physicality at the line of scrimmage rather than his athleticism. And that may have worked a ton in college, but it won't work as much in the NFL, which is why he dropped down to be a 5th-round pick. That's why he was available in the 5th round. Really nice release by the receiver, though. All right, so I didn't have a ton of tape on Jha'Quan Jackson out of Tulane, quite honestly. Did have one game to go over, and I'm not going to, be dishonest here. It was concerning. It was concerning. So this first play, you have Jha'Quan Jackson in the slot. He's going to run a quick slant route. Now, this isn't a perfect throw by any means, but you need to make this catch. Space. That's as open as you're going to be on a slant at the NFL level. And it's just a little behind him. No doubt it's a little behind him. It's not a perfect throw. But, I mean, it's right there. You got to catch those. You have to catch those. So, looking at the tape here of Jha'Quan Jackson, I was just a tad underwhelmed. Now, because that first play was bad, a drop on an easy slant, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to follow it up with this one because he does score a touchdown here. So you're going to see like a post wheel route combination where this outside receiver is going to run the deep post, and then you're going to have Jha'Quan Jackson here in the slot, and he's going to kind of run like a wheel up and out, whatever you want to call it, fake outside, get upside, down the field, and it's going to be a touchdown. And you could see the speed and the quickness, and I think a lot of slot wide receivers are very quick and short yardage. Well, Jha'Quan Jackson has long speed, 4.4 speed to go with that typical slot quickness as well. Outside and then up. And he just beats the guy to the outside. I mean, the safety doesn't even fully bite on the inside route, Like, he's getting help from this is a two-way go for the quarterback. He's wide open, going this way, and he's not as open here, but the speed. He just beats the safety to the spot. You're not as fast as him. And that long speed is a big part of the equation. Good catch with hands. Touchdown Tulane. Love that. Love that. Really good stuff. This is a type of vertical routes out of the slot that the Titans should be utilizing this year with Calvin Ridley running a post route. So in the business world and like human resources, they say do kind of a sandwich method where you start out positive, and then you go to the negative, and then you finish on the positive. You sandwich it together when you got to be critical of somebody. Unfortunately, I'm doing the opposite of that. So you have Jha'Quan Jackson again here in the slot, which is going to be his role at the next level. And he is going to run just a basic slot in route right here. The problem is he drops it again. He's open, but he drops it again. I mean, that's open. You're not going to get much more open than that in the NFL. It's not always going to be wide open spaces. You know what I mean? Drop. And this one isn't even a little bit behind. You know, this is just a pure drop. Right in his hands. Beautiful throw by the quarterback, quite honestly. Was that Michael Pratt? I think a lot of people liked him coming out of college this year. Right into his basket. Gets hit on contact and drops it. And that's the problem, is Jha'Quan Jackson is a very thin, very small guy at 5'9". So is he going to be able to play through contact? He's not good at the catch point. He doesn't break tackles through contact. He can wiggle around you, but, you know, you're going to have to clean that up. There's no other way around it. So we saw the deep speed earlier on the wheel route touchdown, but this is an example of the quickness that you're going to get with Jha'Quan Jackson. So what he's doing here is he's coming in motion out of the slot, comes in here and goes back out. And then once he gets into his route, it's just a quick whip route, quick whip route. So he's going to go out, boom, boom, and go to the outside. He's wide open, gets the ball, gets some extra yards after the catch. This is like a third down style play to get a first down. Jha'Quan Jackson's going to be able to do this stuff. So Kyle Phillips does this kind of stuff for the Titans, no doubt. But Kyle Phillips doesn't have the deep speed that Jha'Quan Jackson possesses as well. So that's boom. Almost makes the man fall. Catch. Good recovery by the DB, though. Got to give him credit. And makes a play. So really, really like this from Jha'Quan Jackson. This is the type of stuff Titans need to use him on. Get him in motion, get him moving. Use his quickness, get the ball in his hands early. Make a play. All right, so here's a little yards after catch quickness for Jha'Quan Jackson. He's in the slot right here, and he's just going to run a quick seam route, and he just gets around this defender and then throttles it down a little bit right here, gets the catch, and then does what he does best, make plays in open space. Boom. All right, and the last thing that I'm going to show you here of Jha'Quan Jackson is not him playing wide receiver. It's where he's really going to make an impact for the Titans in year one, and that's in the return game. He had a ton of returns in college, averaged about 22 yards per return. He can kick off return, he can punt return, but what I'm going to show you is a 90-yard touchdown return, his only touchdown return of his college career. It's absolutely fantastic. You see the speed, you see the quickness, you see the vision. This is courtesy of ESPN. This is directly from one of their television feeds. Again, didn't have the all 22 of this return, but I had to throw this in here because this is where he's going to make an impact for the Titans right out of the gate. So enjoy this one. All right, Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed today's breakdown. We talked about how Jarvis Brownlee Jr. and Jha'Quan Jackson can make plays for the Titans and have an impact in year one. Again, tomorrow, I'm going to be looking at James Williams and Jalen Harrell, the 7th-round picks for the Titans, and we've already broke down J.C. Latham, Tavondre Sweat, and Cedric Gray. A ton of content continuing to come your way throughout the summer. And then, of course, when we get into the regular season, I'm going to be putting out film content Monday through Friday. Make sure you get subscribed, hit that thumbs up button. But that's going to do it for me today, folks. Again, I am your host, Tyler Rowland. And as I always tell you, tighten up.